I'm here today to talk about conservative ideology, PragerU, and infinite jest. I can't discuss every aspect of infinite jest here because it would take 10 hours, but all you really need to know is it's a book about how consumerism and entertainment have come to dominate our lives and make everything really sad. So, because I'm a bit of a dork, I sometimes look around to see what people are saying about my favorite authors, one of them being David Foster Wallace, the man who wrote Infinite Jest. And I came across a video from PragerU, maybe you've heard of them. They're a conservative media outlet that constantly spreads bullshit, misinformation, and just says the dumbest fucking stuff all the time. But that's not really well, it's kind of what this video about, but not really. And this man was reacting to a clip from a biopic about David Foster Wallace. And in the clip that this guy was reacting to from PragerU, it was in the movie, David Foster Wallace was going on a kind of a signature rant of his. It's not really anything he actually said in real life. It was kind of a summary of things that he talks about in his books and in his interviews before he died and everything. But he's saying, basically making the point, the world's going to end because we're just going to get so addicted to meaningless entertainment and we're not going to interact with each other anymore, and it's getting easier and easier to just sit there and stimulate your brain and kind of go numb and let everything else kind of take advantage of you. And that's a point that I fundamentally agree with. I do think that entertainment is being used as a force in today's society to kind of distract us from the larger problems. Most people will give you the "I don't care about politics," and those people are kind of, I'm not going to say they're dumb, but they are victims of propaganda, maybe. And by propaganda, I mean distraction. Distraction put in place to keep them from caring about what's really going on. Most people, couldn't tell you about anything going on in Gaza right now because, they've got other things that they would rather learn about or not learn about. They would rather consume other types of media rather than actually educating themselves on any kind of important matters. And that's, I don't want to sound like a Jaden Smith here, but there comes a time where you need to step in and you need to educate yourself. Not everything has to be serious all the time, but when it comes to matters like, how global capitalism is going to destroy the world, climate change, genocide, just very pressing matters, we need to break away and learn about those things. But I'm getting kind of off the script here, but so yeah, the point David Foster Wallace was ultimately making was one that I agreed with. Well, not David Foster Wallace, the actor playing David Foster Wallace. Now the man reacting to this clip, the associate of PragerU, he proceeded to go on, "Oh, this is exactly what we have today, and people are, scrolling on their phones all the time." And I was like, okay, I agree. And that combined with the welfare state, and I kid you not, I almost killed somebody. Not really, that's a joke. But he did not read the book. He did not read anything that David Foster Wallace said. He didn't listen to any interviews by David Foster Wallace. You could immediately tell. Because if you had just read the first 100 pages, no, if you just watched a 5-minute interview of David Foster Wallace, you know that one of the biggest factors into how consumerist entertainment has come to dominate our lives is capitalism. We are being sold so much shit all the time for profit, including mind-numbing bullshit to distract us from the problem of capitalism. It has nothing to do with being made comfortable because of welfare, and oh my god, that has nothing to do with it. And this was just such a point that made me so angry, because if he had just paid attention, actually engaged with anything done by David Foster Wallace, he would know that David Foster Wallace, he literally says, this is just standard capitalist practice. And it's such a big factor in this kind of mess that we've made for ourselves. Um, but obviously, he probably didn't read. But even if he did, this is a really good example of a larger point that I don't think a lot of people outside of the political bubble know that, just really think about, and that's that conservative ideology isn't about advocating for anything, and it's about fundamentally just about being against things, trans people, people of color, general well-being and whatnot. But the problem arises when you are not for anything, you can't really make any points, any real solid points. So what conservatives have to start doing is they have to, A, make up points out of random bullshit, teachers grooming children, whatever, or B, take other points, perhaps points from the other side of the political spectrum, and twist them to fit their own ideology. Of course, they have to do a lot, usually, with that, adding... I hope you know David Foster Wallace never talked about how the welfare state was ruining American society. Like, that was completely made up. And he had to completely twist, every super profound, amazing thing David Foster Wallace said to try and make the point he was trying to make. I don't know. This was a really dumb PragerU video that made me fucking want to kill myself. And, I don't know. Read Infinite Jest, go outside maybe, and just focus on important stuff, Sometimes. Maybe. I want to leave a quick end note here. I think rewatching the video, I went a little hard on consumption and media consumption, or rather, consumption of media that isn't necessarily informative. I don't think consuming dumb media from time to time, or even, on a generally regular basis, is that much of a bad thing. I love to watch cartoons and watch funny videos every day, really. I think it's healthy. It can be. It's healthy to give your brain a break and just relax for a little bit. But when there are things like the imminent end of the world in the next 100 years, or genocide of innocent people and children, and systems being put in place that are going to bring about the end of humanity, I think sometimes you need to step back and you need to learn about that, and you need to care about that. In the current state of our world. So I don't want to sound like get off your phone, but I just think people need to involve themselves in important matters more often than they do. That's all I want to say. Bye.